was Kurt Busch and Truex and more. Boyer all torn up. Keselowski.
How crazy is that? We're talking about 4 wide at Charlotte in the All-Star race.
Still 4 wide.
Then
Stenhouse gets into 78. 78 gets into 14, and it's on from there.
Like I said, no give. You know, there's just at this moment when you start to get down to this part of the race, nobody gives an inch.
Well, now he's about to be caught. Oh, trouble! Brian Vickers got in the back of one car, turned it sideways. Jeff Gordon's in it. Bill Elliott.
Martin, the 6.
Bill Elliott was the car that Vickers got into.
Kevin Harvick in the 29.
And the rest of the field. Mark Martin and Kevin Harvick torn up. And we have just broken the all-time record for caution flags on a NASCAR race, as Bill Elliott ends up in the fence, and I believe the first contact was Brian Vickers and Bill Elliott. A bunch of drivers on fresh tires fighting to get back to the front as the laps wound down, trying hard, maybe too hard. Watch the left of your screen. There's Vickers, there's Elliott.
Just a little bump right there, like a bump draft, almost like what Dale Jr. did to Michael earlier and what Carl Edwards did to Dale Jarrett going down the back. Just a little bump, and away they go, wrecking everywhere.
Now, Mark Martin hit the wall hard. Elliott Sadler had a couple of brushes with disaster, but was able to drive through.
I think he may have got some damage on the left front fender, possibly. Right there. Gordon hits the wall on the outside down here and then gets hit by another car right there. He has to have quite a bit of damage.
Brian Vickers just drove into the back of Bill Elliott.
Yeah, another one of those closing rate things. And I'm just not sure what guys are thinking is going to happen when you bump into somebody at this speed. Some really good cars with chances to win out of the race.
You talk about closing rate, Darrell. I think it's the closing rate of the two cars, and it's the closing rate of lap.
Oh, and he gets bumped from behind by the 78. Around goes the 3 on the restart. The 24 of Chase Elliott also around. Hard contact by Austin Dillon. Also caught up. The 44 of Brian Scott.
That's real nice.
That's what I was talking about. If the 3 couldn't accelerate, how patient could the cars be behind him? It seemed like the 3 didn't go fast enough for the 78. There was definitely contact between the 78 and the 3.
But, you know, he was doing pretty good against the 48. The 48, it wasn't really pulling him. It's like the 48 and the 3 both had trouble in the restart, but it's up one spot, put him in this position. 78 just got in the back of him, trying to push him. Not trying to wreck him, trying to push him to help him, but as you said, heavy impact for Austin.
The 18 got into the back of the 24. That's why the 24 went around.
You see right there, the 78 gets underneath the back of the 3, trying to push him. You see the 11, it pushed the 48 hard enough to knock the 48 out of his line as well. How much damage is on the 18.
And again, the 3 of Austin Dillon, a chase driver. The 24 of Chase Elliott, a chase driver, involved in an incident in this first race of the round of 12.
And that 24 had led 103 laps today. And you talked about it, Jeff. You went through all of it as you see a big impact in the safer barrier by the 3 of Austin Dillon.
And that's new safer barrier that was added for this race.
But you had mentioned it. The decision by the 24 for that split second leaving pit road to breathe the gas just a little.
Oh, trouble, Brent straight away. 3 wide and 2 cars pile hard into the wall.
That's a terrible wreck. Mark Martin got into the, I think it was maybe the 43 of Almirola. They came together, and that really created this huge crash.
They were 3 wide at the start-finish line, Darrell, and none of those 3 drivers would give.
Almirola does is Almirola comes under Mark as they come out of the turn 4 area and get down here into the tri-oval. You see you're going to get 3 wide right here. They start down through here. Almirola's got a nice run. He's up along the side of Martin. Jeff Gordon up on the outside over here. And right here, it looks like Mark maybe gets a little loose or maybe cuts down trying to make that dog leg and gets into the side of Almirola. And I thought these cars were going to go over right here. They got up in the air pretty good.
And Mark came up into Ricky Stenhouse, Casey Mears, and Bobby Labonte involved.
Yeah, this is Stenhouse down here, Bobby Labonte down here.
Still pretty middle. Clear high, clear high.
Well, how did Earnhardt used to sell you on pitting?
He'd say, I'm in. Oh, no. Trouble, man, big trouble down there.
At least 3 cars and more.
Lots of trouble
Jeff
up there.
Gordon's involved.
Just look out, go
Kevin Harvick.
I couldn't tell what happened, but somebody got into the back of the 16 car and turned him.
I believe
Robbie
it was
Gordon, big
Busch, the
damage.
97 car.
And the first contact may have been between the Roush teammates, Busch and Biffle. Jeff Gordon torn up. Sterling Marlin, who transferred from the Open. Biffle trying to get restarted. That's just out the exhaust pipe. Joe Nemechek.
Well, we see that all too often for Joe. That car has just been in the wrong place at the wrong time so many times this year.
That's his second car of the weekend.
Flat tire and nose damage on Gordon. Well, let's see what happens.
Let's see here. It's a 16 car, and he gets turned.
That's his teammate Kurt Busch behind him in the 97 car that gets into the back of him. And he goes down and collects Jimmy Johnson in the 48, and then it just starts stacking up behind him. Look at Brian Vickers in the 25 just getting by.
Well, it looked like Michael did a good job of squeezing through there. Number of guys did, but a number of guys didn't as well.
Boy, Darrell, about every 4 years we have an all-star race like this. It's like a full moon Saturday night.
You know, Mike, I kept saying, though, I had this feeling about tonight. I could just feel it in the air.
Watch this right here, guys, right there just past the start-finish line. This is happening at over 180, almost 190 miles per hour.
Now, listen, that was totally uncalled for, and you can say, well, I was bump drafting, but you don't bump draft at Charlotte Motor Speedway going down into turn 1.
Schrader involved. Marlin wrecked.
Wow, I'm not sure what happened. Look at all the fire. Look under here.
Oh, man.
That thing grenaded.
Well,
unbelievable.
Brad Keselowski will tell you nowhere to go.
Yeah, he switched lanes, and I had somebody underneath me. Darn, you came right in front of us, man. Sorry, guys. Something broke. I'm going to go find out. Switched lanes, I was stuck in oil. Couldn't do nothing.
It's hard right behind them. And 3, Gilliland, Newman, Mark Martin.
I'm okay.
Boy, that was a heavy lick. We can see what sparked this incident.
All right, here's David Gilliland right in the center of the white car.
Mark Martin in the 5 on the outside.
Yeah, here we go, down in the corner. Getting 3 wide, getting in there. Mark was sailing it off in there on the outside of Gilliland. Boy, look at Brian Newman. He almost got, his car went up in the air.
There's really nowhere for Newman in the 39 to go.
No.
Stewart sideways and a melee.
The problem was the 48 just lost a left rear tire, I believe it is. The tires started rolling off, and all these guys checked up, and they got run over from behind.
I mean, we have a bunch of tore race cars down there. There's the Elliott Sadler, the 19 car.
There's a melee.
Johnson was slow in the backstretch and held up a bunch of cars coming off turn number 4, but there's David Gilliland and Jamie Mack. They all piled up in one. Watch the 48.
Here he is right here. He's the guy that's, he's got them all backed up here. The tire comes off, and now they just start trying to dodge that. Gets all bottled up. Stewart's in there, and he gets hit from behind by the Cat car.
Kevin Harvick, you saw the 29 car sideways. And it was like the tread came off of the tire.
It did.
It wasn't that the wheel came off, just the whole tread.
The tread came off the tire.
See Jeff Green.
The car that was coming at the time of the flag.
Trouble, guys.
Man. Kane and Martin.
And here they are, all cut. This is the big one we have.
Jeremy Mayfield came across track into it.
He didn't get quite a bit of damage, but here's the guys that made it through right here.
The 48 car, Jimmy Johnson being one of them.
Does he live a charmed life? He had just made the pass to the inside when Kane and Mark Martin up front got together and into the outside wall.
His teammate didn't come out too badly either. Casey Kane just gets loose. He gets pushing up here off of turn 2, and he gets into Mark. And you see him, he gets loose right there, and here he comes into Mark, and they both go in the wall, and
nowhere for Mark to go. And they start stacking up behind him. You see Biffle and Kyle Busch getting together. There you see McMurray and Mayfield.
Tony had it missed and got tagged.
he got hit from behind by Jeremy Mayfield. And he got hit really hard.
DW, watching this right here reminds me of the wreck you had with Dale Earnhardt in 95. You got pinned up an outside wall, and you know how hard that impact is.
Oh, yeah, that hurts. We didn't have safer barriers in. That helps a little bit, but still it's a hard hit for a bunch of those guys.
Did you see how close Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon almost got into that?
Wiggled through. Makes all my real.
Guess what? He didn't take the lead. As a matter of fact, Jamie McMurray still has it. Here goes Jimmy Spencer. Oh,
big trouble on the front stretch. 5-6 cars involved. Kevin Harvick's in it. Ward Burton, Ricky Craven, Robbie Gordon. It's Bobby Hamilton sliding across the grass. And still others. Oh, one car on 22 in front of you. Brett Bodine got a piece of it. Also believe that Todd Bodine, is that Todd or is that Robbie Gordon? No, Todd Bodine's in it also.
Robbie was in it as well.
Todd Bodine, Jeff Green, Robbie Gordon.
Look at the spring underneath the fuel cell.
Yeah, rear spring laying underneath the fuel cell there.
All right,
when you see springs laying on the racetrack, that means something bad happened.
Hard hit.
They come off the corner, 3 wide. Ward Burton, Kyle Petty get together.
They got in the grass. Yep. Whoever that was. Todd Bodine got that left side tires in the grass like we talked about earlier. You don't want to do because it's so wet down there. And it shot him right back up the racetrack into traffic.
Restarts. Who's going to bank $75,000 here?
Oh, got a car around, several of them.
Kevin Harvick, this is the big one, boys. We have it here every year. Looks like about 10 cars involved.
Casey Kane, Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards.
Michael.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. went through the grass and might have missed it. Kevin Harvick hit the
we just got a little right front, guys. Get you.
Dale Jarrett trailed the wreck, as did Matt Kenseth. Nemechek's in it, Michael Waltrip, Martin Truex, and Terry Labonte.
And the best I can tell, Mike and Darrell, every one of those cars right there, they were in the back of the pack. They were all cars that came to pit road.
Kevin Harvick's cars demolished.
And Harvick climbs out. Terry Labonte, window net down. Flames out the tailpipe of little consequence. He's done for the night. Harvick's car is junk, and so is Nemechek's. Stewart is not going to give up on it.
Here we come. Somebody gets loose back in here. Yikes.
Joe Nemechek in the 01 car.
Was it from contact from Stewart?
Somebody got into the back of somebody. We got to look at it again. Somebody poked somebody coming out of 4 right there and turned them.
Well, either Nemechek got loose and lost his momentum, or
is that Tony behind him?
Hard from that angle to tell which came first.
And then Joe goes down and gets in the quarter panel, right rear quarter panel of Kevin Harvick. Not of Joe's fault, though. There was nothing he could do, Matt.
And we caught up with Kevin Harvick. Kevin, a lot of frustration boiling over.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Joe Nemechek's supposed to be the guy that never does nothing. Hey, let me tell you something.
Turn 2.
He's going to come down right in front of
everybody, and they're going to miss him.
Caution is out.
No, we got a pilot back here.
Martin Truex.
There's the 27 cars down on the apron. Menard, you got Truex crashed. These guys ran over each other after the spin.
Let's show you what happens here.
He gets in here. Car, you saw it bobble just a little bit getting in the turn. Goes up. What goes up
Must come down.
Look at Kurt Busch, the 22, just got by.
And David Starr.
See this?
Yep. Brian Vickers got in the back of Truex.
Yeah, they ran over each other after the spin.
Wow. Matt, what happened there?
Oh, trouble again, guys. Got in the 24. Yo! Man, Jeff Gordon took a lick.
Yes, he
Jeff
did.
Burton took a lick.
And they're still wrecking Allmendinger, Robbie Gordon.
Boy, I don't feel good about Jeff Gordon at all. That was a hard nose-in lick right there.
Watch the 24 of Gordon, who came in here with the biggest point lead after 11 races anybody's ever had.
Raines just gets loose off 4, and he gets into Jeff, and Jeff about has it saved until he gets out in the grass, and man, he takes a lick, and then watch Allmendinger lift him right off the ground.
I mean, there was nowhere for A.J. Allmendinger at 84 to go.
No, that was...
You know, Jeff Burton in the 31 got very little of that. A little bit of contact.